the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to Game 1 of the NBA season, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
Man, it's been a long summer.
I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. We have been waiting for this day for a long time. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. After a brisk offseason, it's finally upon us, fellas.
What's that?
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and before we get going, let's hear.
Well, Kevin, LeBron James does not mind being a vocal leader. He said conflict was just part of the game for me growing up. I played outdoors, and if you didn't win, you might not play again for the rest of the day. Now,
And that's so great to hear, D.A. LeBron is a proven leader and champion, as we all know, expects to contend for a championship every year.
And guys, how rare is it to see the top 2 teams in a conference swap star players, as the Cavs and the Celtics did this past summer? The reason it came together was how well it fit, though, for both teams. And you could argue both teams, in essence, got better.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Hayward outside at the 3 with Morris to his side at the 4. Smart is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Horford in at the 5 spot. Smart wide open. He fires. The basket good off the assist from Hayward.
Off the dribble. Smart showing the body control on that shot.
James, the pass to Thompson. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
Now that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his first foul. Thomas against Irving. Horford kicks to Hayward. He feeds it to Smart. And stolen by James.
Yeah, a couple turnovers here early on in the quarter, but he's got to just tighten it up a little bit.
No good from Wade.
That's a great job to converge on him inside and prevent that easy look.
In the corner, Irving with it. Off target from three-point range.
Oh, man, you can't get much better look from three-point range than that one. That just wasn't in rhythm.
Took him no time at all on that one. Wade's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Thomas against Irving. Over Thomas. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
For Boston, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the Cavs, a powerhouse team, but they're used to overcoming long odds as well.
When you think of their 3-1 deficit against the Warriors in 2016, going on to win it all, that was just crazy. But last season, the largest second-half comeback in playoff history, in the clutch, they always respond.
Irving with a clean look. Offensive rebound. To halt the run. Drains it from beyond the arc. Irving's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Look at that. No hesitation at all from Irving. He's looking to score as soon as he touches the rock.
Back to James. Fires for 3. Kicks it out to Love. The drive by James. Back to Love. From deep. Hayward grabs the board.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
A frustrating start to this quarter for them.
Here's LeBron. He can't hit that time. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Irving from long range. That doesn't go in either for Irving.
He hasn't been his best this quarter.
Here's Wade. Rebounded by the Celtics. 1:44 left in the first quarter. Smart with the ball. Wade picks him up. Smart kicks to Irving. Here's Hayward. Great D that time from James.
The active defense making things very hard on him as he goes in for the layup.
Thomas, no good.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jump.
Here's Hayward. They get it back. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Hayward's got his first 2 points.
Tough effort right there on the glass. Those second chance points can pay off in a big way.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
And Gordon Hayward has increased his scoring average every season he's been in the league. And couple that last year also a career high in offensive efficiency. The guy is just a budding superstar.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Crowder, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Smith comes in for James. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Rose in for Isaiah Thomas. Keeps it alive, and Love with his second chance points.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Celtics trail by 4. Rozier kicks to Brown. .40 seconds left here in the opening quarter.
Oh, you gotta love the explosiveness. Brown just eating up any lane to the basket he sees.
And Gordon Hayward has worked on his strength, but also his balance, adding boxing, Greg, as you were talking about, to his off-season training.
Yeah, great point. I mean, the strength, the balance, and footwork make him a great slasher. This guy gets in the lane and just has a knack for working himself to the foul line.
It's stolen by Korver. Here's Rose. Morris with the rebound.
Thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the D there. He had the space.
And it's Brown missing.
I'm sure he'd say to himself, no excuse for missing that shot, even when it's such a clean look.
Crowd, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
I like that. Even though he's in a hurry, he still remains under control.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm and collected throughout the ups and downs of the NBA season.
For me, at a younger age, I was never even killed. We would win a playoff game when I was younger. I was excited out of my mind, and then you would lose, and I was the worst person in the world. But I think at this point in my career, I kind of stay even. One game shouldn't affect the next game. You know, you go out and play as hard as you can, live with the results.
Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
He is absolutely as solid and steady as a rock at this point in his career. Nothing rattles him, nothing throws him off his game.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Yeah, closing down the lane, closing out on perimeter shooters. Interesting first quarter.
Smith is out there with Jay Crowder. Then there's Kevin Love. Then there's Kyle Korver. And it's Rose in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. And stolen by Tatum. Brown right side. Boston with a new 24. Dishes it to Morris. Pass to Rozier. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. The Cavaliers leading by 6. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. And those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. There are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. And there's always a special feel to the evening on opening night. Wouldn't you agree, Chris?
I agree. For players and fans alike, I mean, this is the one night you actually get to believe that you have a chance of winning the championship because you're 0-0. Not until after the game does reality set in. So this is a great night for everyone. Optimism abounds. Yeah, Kevin Love played the first 6 years of his NBA career with the Minnesota Timberwolves, posting gaudy numbers. I mean, but he never was able to guide them to the playoffs. He was more than ready to join the Big Three in Cleveland.
A big group substitution here for Cleveland. LeBron, he's checked in for Crowder. Shumpert comes in for J.R. Smith. Wade, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Rose. And a new group in for the Celtics. Al Horford, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. Hayward comes in for Morris. Smart's checked in for Brown. And Irving subbed in for Terry Rozier. And the thing that stands out is Kevin Love's unselfishness. He's such a team player. See, Webb, he knew he'd have to make sacrifices in Cleveland, and he has.
Yeah, he's made big sacrifices, and it's taken some time for them to gel. I mean, once Kevin figured out when and where to assert his game, he was a big impact when he gained confidence. He's only getting better.
Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Irving with the ball. Now, Thomas defending. Horford dishes to Hayward. Shot clock at 6. That one a little long. Cavaliers leading. Wade on the wing, guarded by Smart. Wade kicks to James. Here's the 3. Cleveland gets it back. Second chance shot, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Outside Irving. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Irving's got 5 points so far.
Look, he's not an easy man to defend. He'll get his points one way or another.
James, the pass to Wade. 1:44 left to play in the first half. From deep, Thomas. Horford with the rebound. And here's Boston. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And Thomas, here we go, lays it up off the glass. And the Cavaliers lead by 1.
Oh, never shy about going inside. Thomas may be small, but he doesn't let that stop him.
Irving dishes to Tatum. A 3 ball. Horford, no luck. Cavaliers have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Thomas kicks to Wade. Takes the 3. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's foul number 2 for him. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Now here's Smart. Wade is covering, and on the way from Irving for 3. Horford's shot is good.
You have got to box out Horford on the glass, given his size.
Well, Cleveland shooting about 42% so far. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
Celtics ball.
And here's Boston. They're on a 13-4 run. Irving passes to Tatum. There's 31 seconds left in the first half. Irving with the ball. Now Thomas defending.
Hey, look, this is nice. I love how Irving challenges the defense. Great at forcing the D to foul him while shooting.
It's his first trip to the line. And that one falls for Irving. Jay Crowder's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And a change for the Celtics. Baines is checked in.
And once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count him.
Thomas against Irving. Thomas, no good. Celtics leading by 3. Now Smart. Gets it off. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Celtics out in front, ending the second quarter on a 15-4 run. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Kyrie. What got you going in the first?
My teammates were just finding me and setting good screens and just stay aggressive, not only for myself but for them. You know, we're kind of in a hole in the first quarter, kind of sluggish. Came out in the second quarter, kind of sluggish, but just got to pick it up on the defensive end. That's where it starts.
Kyrie, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Out in front at the half is Boston. They've got a 3-point lead. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
They got to get more aggressive on the glass. Over the first half, we saw them being schooled down low. You know what I'm going to say, Ernie. Barbecue chicken. If I was coach in the locker room right now, they'd be getting an earful. Extra rebounding. Effort will pay off in other ways. The energy is really where it starts. Something like that, Ernie.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. And so it's Cleveland with it. It's a 3-point game. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. This is the 4 with Horford in the middle. Kyrie Irving is out there with Smart. And it's Hayward in at the 3 spot. Thomas with the ball. Guarded now by Irving. The drive by LeBron. He doesn't hit that one. Hayward with some nice D. And Tristan Thompson in the middle, a player, Greg, who understands his role.
He just plays hard and does the little things. Defense, rebounding, energy. When he's blocking shots and protecting the rim, he is one of the best bigs in our league.
You can't contain James when he's close to the rim. He's too powerful in the paint.
Irving dishes to Hayward. About 1 minute played here in the second half.
And there had been a will he or won't he feeling with Gordon Hayward's free agency. Tough choice, I got to believe, for him to leave Utah, but you can see why he wanted to join forces here with the Celtics.
First trip to the line for him here.
And going back to his performance at the line last year, guys, 84% as a free throw shooter.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shot.
The free throw drops by Hayward. And Boston was the heavy favorite to sign Gordon Hayward, and ultimately the opportunity was just too hard to pass up.
And he's reunited with his college coach, Brad Stevens. This team has a great path to make a deep playoff run, and this just adds another star to a very balanced roster.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. That's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of is that I have a record for going from worst to that best improvement. And I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz. We worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean,
really?
I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, to, he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me because you have to focus and concentrate on it. You think about it, you have to change not only your mental habits, your repetition, but your thought process. So step one is to figuring out that shot. Step two is how many repetitions. Step three is can you get that in game time atmosphere? And you really can't unless you punish yourself in the summer with running. So if you have to do a suicide every one you miss, or, it just was just so much work and intensity on it because you have to build up so much trust because the reason why guys shoot bad free throws, they don't trust it. They shoot a different way every time. And it was fun becoming better at that, but, that's probably one of the toughest things I've ever done was get better at shooting free throws because of the concentration and the time allowed it to try to improve.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, the league may have never seen a player with more control on and off the court than LeBron James. He is a superstar, a playmaker, a coach on the floor. Some say he's the GM. He even has a stake in a player agent business. LeBron says it's his dream to one day own an NBA team. He's certainly getting some practice. Kevin?
No question about it, David. He's well on his way. As important a player as we've ever seen in basketball. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. And it's Smith missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Irving's shot is good.
He's taking over the game. Their lead's going to get even bigger if he keeps this up.
The Cavaliers trail by 11. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And that's the Derrick Rose of old. Full speed ahead and bursting to the rim.
Here's Irving, and it's Boston with another.
They don't look as active on defense this half. They haven't been as sharp out there. Well, the one thing you notice about the Celtics, they look for players with a chip on their shoulder. They want players with that inner fire, that love for competition.
Celtics leading by 9. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Picked by Horford. Here's Morris. Lays it up off the glass. Morris has got the lead up to 11 now for the Celtics.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
LeBron kicks to Love. And it's Rose penetrating, and it's sent back by Morris.
Oh, just fantastic defense from Morris, getting right in the face of the shooter and coming up with the rejection.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
I mean, Al Horford has a complete game. He can hit a big shot. He can get a defensive stop. Even setting a great screen. And let's not forget about his passing. He does it all.
And you think about Al Horford setting screens, Chris, he can pick and roll, but he can also pick and pop.
Well, what I like about that, and for those basketball nerds like myself, what that means is he can facilitate. So he's a threat. If he sets the pick, he can go to the hole and finish. But as a defender, you have to be careful because you just can't anticipate that. He can step back and knock down the jump shot. And if he's good at that, what about when he steps back, pump fakes, gives you a hands up, spins, and dunks on you? That's what they're talking about.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Here's Shumpert. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Shumpert's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Irving again throws. Outside Irving. Fires the 3, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
Okay, I'm telling you, when Irving is feeling it, you got to keep feeding him the ball. He's an incredible, versatile scorer.
Here's Smith. Here's Love, and it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he got it off in time. The replay leaving little doubt.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things... Celtics leading by 13. Tristan Thompson is out there with Jay Crowder. Then there's Dwayne Wade. Then it's Thomas. And it's Shumpert in at the small forward. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
That's just another one for Hayward. He's built up his body. Now he has the strength and endurance to score at will.
And that one's good, Shumpert.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
17-foot shot on the way. Irving can't hit. Cavaliers shooting 41% for the game. Thompson outside. He dishes it to Crowder. Outside Thomas. From outside the arc. Al Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 6th rebound on the night. Hayward from outside. Good, and Smart gets the assist. 8 points for Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Timeout called, Cleveland.
And Al Horford just so versatile. You know, that extends to the defensive end as well. Very mobile, can move his feet with smaller players, and at the same time gives you a presence on the interior.
LeBron's checked in for Iman Shumpert. Morris is checked in for Boston. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now. Or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
Here's Irving, and there are the Celtics with another basket. And Horford won't wow you with his athleticism, but Greg, he's still a pretty good shot blocker.
He has great timing, anticipation, and awareness. Don't forget also he's got terrific hands, and you see that with all the steals he racks up.
Smart with the ball. Wade picks him up. Smart misses.
It's been a rough game for him, but it won't sting too bad as long as they hang on to the lead.
And Thompson sends it back.
Look, Thompson is a more than capable defender. He has excellent length, and he uses that to swat away shots.
James in the post. Defended by Hayward. That's a 2 from Crowder. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Here's Boston now. They're on an 11-3 run right now. Wade against Morris. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway. Chris, as we all know, you grew up in the Detroit area. It's a town that has seen glory days and hard times. Talk about what it means to you to come from Detroit and what you see in the future for the Motor City.
Well, it means everything to me to be a Detroiter. I think that's what made me successful in my career, is that I took on the heart of the city and the fact that it's a hard hat town, a blue-collar town, and you have to earn your keep, and you have to wish positive for the future. And so it's been great coming from there, and hard times being from there, you know that we're resilient, and so it's great to see positive energy enter back into the city. It's great to see the Pistons play in the city for the first time in over 20 years, and so I see the future is bright for Detroit because Detroiters are always there, and as long as we have the people, everything else will be great.
You and I broadcast the last game in the Palace, and I'm wondering what you think the impact will be with the Pistons, as you just talked about, in their brand new building.
I think the impact would be great, but for fans. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to see the city. I wanted to see our team play. And I only lived a few miles from downtown, but about 30 or 40 miles from the Palace. And so I'm happy that the kids that supported the team, that dreams about being a Piston one day, I'm glad they finally get to go to a game. I'm glad that Detroit finally gets to really call the Pistons their own. What is it going to do? It's going to infuse positivity. And so hopefully for everyone, it's a positive environment.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Celtics.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Kyrie Irving.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
And Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
The first one falls.
And with all the talk about Kyrie coming to Boston, you still have to figure how he'll fit in to the team. Has this year and next left on his contract, player option after that. But with his scoring and shooting, should make this offense even more potent.
And Boston has possession. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. Inside, it's stolen by Green, and they're pushing it up. Here's Rose, and that one good.
And when he sets his mind to it, Derrick Rose is able to attack and finish through contact about as well as anybody in our league.
Rozier the pass to Irving. 16 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Right side Green. And Rozier pulls it down. Outside Irving. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. That concludes the first